chosen one, pause for a moment and open your heart to the powerful truth you're about to receive. There is a shift happening right now in the depths of your spirit, an invitation for you to step out of the shadow of lack and into the glorious light of abundance. If you are hearing these words, make no mistake, this is a divine appointment. From this moment forward, you attract wealth in ways that will leave you in awe, not because of mere chance or luck, but because you are divinely positioned for overflow. You have spent far too long questioning your worth, wondering if true financial freedom is meant for you or if it's something only reserved for others. That mindset ends today. You are not here by coincidence. You have been chosen, handpicked by a power greater than yourself, to break every chain of scarcity, doubt, and fear that has been wrapped around your life. The door to prosperity is swinging wide open, waiting for you to step through with faith and courage. Some may ask, why you? Why now? Because there is a stirring within your soul that refuses to accept anything less than God's best. You've felt it for years, that persistent whisper telling you there is more peace, more joy, more provision, more of heaven's resources ready to be poured into your life. That still small voice has been guiding you all along, and now it is speaking louder than ever, declaring that your time for attracting extraordinary wealth has arrived. The road here hasn't been easy. You've walked through valleys of doubt, days when every door seemed locked, nights when the stress of tomorrow weighed heavily on your heart. Yet in those moments, seeds were being planted beneath the surface, seeds of resilience, wisdom, and unwavering faith. Do you see it now? Every setback, every tear, every trial was not a sign of defeat, but a stage of preparation, carving out space for greater abundance than you could have imagined. And now, chosen one, it's your season to flourish. The word says in Deuteronomy 8:18 that it is the Lord your God who gives you the power to create wealth. This isn't just an empty promise meant for the pages of history. It's alive, relevant, and specifically directed toward you in this very moment. You are not meant to scrape by, living paycheck to paycheck, bogged down by the weight of financial worries. You are crafted to be a vessel of divine blessing, a conduit through which supernatural provision flows not only into your life, but also into the lives of those around you. Take a deep breath. Let hope flood your mind and fill your lungs with expectancy. Can you sense the atmosphere shifting? The chains of limitation are already falling away. Right now, I invite you to make a declaration of faith. In the comments, type 777 as a bold act of claiming this prophetic word over your life. By typing 777, you're not performing an empty gesture. You are actively declaring that from this point forward, your days of lack are behind you, and a future of uncontainable overflow lies ahead. If you haven't done so, remember to like this video and subscribe, because each new message released here will serve as another stepping stone, guiding you further into your destiny. These are not random words. They carry a powerful anointing that resonates with every part of your being, preparing you to walk in the fullness of your calling. Close your eyes if you can and envision a version of yourself fully alive, confident, and financially free. Picture it. No more late-night anxieties, no more juggling between which bills get paid first, no more shrinking back from your dreams. Instead, see yourself walking with unshakable assurance, making decisions from a place of abundance rather than fear. This is not a fantasy, it's a glimpse into the reality you are stepping into. You might wonder, how will it come to pass? The answer is simple yet profound: alignment with divine instruction. Just as a magnet effortlessly attracts what is drawn to it, so will you attract opportunities, resources, and open doors once you align yourself, your thinking, your speaking, and your actions with the truth that you are destined for abundance. The more you dwell on thoughts of lack, the more you draw in experiences of insufficiency. But the moment you shift your focus to the limitless supply of heaven, you start attracting that very reality into your own life. Consider the story of the prophet Elijah and the brook Cherith. During a severe drought, Elijah was supernaturally sustained by ravens that brought him bread and meat, and by the brook that provided water. When that brook eventually dried up, it wasn't a sign that God's provision had ended, but that a new direction was unfolding. Elijah was then led to a widow in Zarephath, where yet another miraculous supply awaited. Like Elijah, you may have felt one source run dry, but do not confuse a temporary change in circumstance with a permanent end to your blessing. God's provision is inexhaustible, and if one door closes, it simply means a new, even more bountiful door is about to open. There will be moments when doubt tries to creep in, asking if this promise is too good to be true. Cast that doubt aside. If you have faith enough to breathe, you have faith enough to receive. Scripture reminds us that with faith, the size of a mustard seed, you can move mountains. That means the smallest seed of belief can uproot even the biggest barrier to your finances. When worry or fear whispers in your ear, stand firm and declare, "I am chosen to attract wealth. My steps are ordered by the Lord. Lack is not my destiny." Every time you reaffirm this promise, you turn the soil of your heart, allowing those seeds of abundance to grow deep roots. Words carry power, and your confession shapes your reality. Instead of saying, "I can't afford this," begin to say, "Wealth flows to me in unexpected and supernatural ways." Instead of declaring, "I don't have enough," boldly proclaim, "I am a magnet for divine provision." This is not wishful thinking, it is a biblical principle. Life and death are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. Choose to speak life. Let's move deeper. The quest for wealth is not just about numbers in a bank account. It's about stepping into your purpose, using the resources entrusted to you to fulfill the calling placed on your life. Money becomes a tool, nothing more, nothing less, to advance the dreams, visions, and assignments God has placed in your heart. When you see it this way, greed loses its grip on you. You are not pursuing money for the sake of vanity. You're seeking to steward blessings so you can be a blessing to others. Whether it's supporting a cause, launching a business, helping your family, or funding a ministry, your finances become an instrument of impact. Some of you have had dreams burning in your heart for years, but you've held back, waiting for the finances to appear first. This is your confirmation to move forward. Often, the resources are released as you step out in faith. When the Israelites arrived at the Jordan River, they had to set foot into the water before it parted. Likewise, you may need to step out, to launch that idea, to take that class, to reach out to that mentor, and trust that the financial waters will part for you. Hesitation only delays destiny. Others of you have been through financial devastation, job loss, unexpected expenses, investments that fell through. Let me assure you, your past does not dictate your future. God can restore what the locusts have eaten. In fact, your comeback will be greater than your setback. What once seemed like an insurmountable mountain will become a stepping stone to a higher realm of influence and favor. Think of Job, who lost everything only to have his wealth and family restored beyond measure. That same restoring power is ready to flood your life. Let me encourage you further. You do not attract wealth by becoming someone else. You attract wealth by becoming the fullest expression of who you were always meant to be. Stop comparing your gifts to others. Stop coveting someone else's lane. God has given you a unique design, a unique blend of talents, passions, and experiences that, when activated, will draw the right people and the right opportunities at exactly the right time. Your authenticity is your competitive advantage in this world. Imagine a lamp trying to be a table or a fish trying to fly. Frustration and failure would be inevitable, but the moment the lamp understands its role is to shine and the fish realizes its domain is the water, everything flows effortlessly. The same is true for you. Align with your divine purpose and watch as everything else, wealth included, falls into place. Right now, let's go deeper in faith. Take a moment of silence, center yourself, and speak these words: I am worthy of divine abundance. From this moment forward, I attract wealth effortlessly. My heart is open, my mind is receptive, and my hands are ready to receive. Feel the power of these declarations vibrate through your entire being. Yes, chosen one, you are shifting your atmosphere. Heaven is leaning in, responding to the frequency of your belief. Doubts may try to roar, but your faith will roar louder. When you type 777 in the comments, understand that you're not just typing digits. You are placing a spiritual flag into the ground, saying, "Here I stand, unmovable in my conviction that I am chosen for prosperity." Continue to engage by liking and subscribing, because each moment you stay connected to this message, your faith grows stronger. Faith is contagious. The more you feed it, the more it multiplies. Let's also remember that wealth is not always instant. Sometimes it unfolds step by step, teaching you lessons of stewardship, gratitude, and humility along the way. But do not despise the process, for in each step you gain wisdom and fortitude. You learn how to handle greater levels of abundance without losing yourself in the process. Consider the bamboo plant. It spends years growing roots underground before it shoots up and grows at an astonishing rate. In the same manner, your period of waiting was never wasted. It was fortifying your foundation. Yes, chosen one, from this moment forward, you attract wealth. Not tomorrow, not next week, but starting right now. Allow your imagination to soar. Dare to plan for blessings you haven't even seen yet. Dare to write down goals that seem impossible by human standards. Dare to dream as if nothing can hold you back, because in reality nothing can. If God is for you, who can be against you? Think about the countless heroes in Scripture who had no natural reason to expect wealth or success. Joseph was sold into slavery, yet he rose to become second in command over an entire nation. Ruth was a foreign widow, yet she found favor, remarried into a lineage of kings, and secured her future. David was the youngest son of a shepherding family, dismissed by everyone, yet he became a king. Over and over, God demonstrates that your starting point does not define your ending point. Your background, your education, or your current bank balance cannot limit the limitless one who is orchestrating your breakthrough. Each new day is a blank canvas for heaven's artistry, and you hold the paintbrush in your hands. Will you paint a picture of lack, fear, and regret, or will you paint a masterpiece of faith, abundance, and possibility? The choice is yours, and it is made moment by moment, thought by thought, word by word. This is why it is so crucial to saturate your spirit with messages of hope and victory, not doom and gloom. What you feed your mind is what will manifest in your life. Some of you are being prompted to take bold actions. Invest in that course. Pitch your ideas to a decision maker. Shift careers or start that online platform. Your immediate response might be, "But I don't have the money," or "What if I fail?" Beloved, the question to ask is, what if this is exactly what unlocks my wealth? Remember, Peter only experienced walking on water because he stepped out of the boat. Playing it safe may keep you comfortable, but it will never lead you to miraculous territory. Others of you might need to confront deep-rooted beliefs about money. Perhaps you've been taught that wealth is evil, or that only greedy people become wealthy. Let the truth set you free. Money in itself is neutral. It is the intent behind it that matters. When placed in the hands of someone who is led by love, money becomes a vehicle for world-changing impact. Imagine the organizations you could support, the family members you could help, the communities you could revitalize. Let that vision inspire you to break every limiting belief that has hindered your financial growth. Faith and action. These are the twin engines propelling you towards supernatural abundance. Faith keeps you anchored in God's promises, while action puts feet to your prayers. One without the other is incomplete. So, as you feed your faith through prayer, worship, and declarations, also remember to act. Knock on doors, even if you're not sure who will answer. Reach out to potential mentors, even if you feel inadequate. Test your ideas, even if you fear rejection. The worst that can happen is a no, but even that can guide you toward a better yes. Never forget that timing is everything. Seeds planted today may not bear fruit immediately, but they will in due season. In the meantime, let perseverance have its perfect work. The caterpillar doesn't become a butterfly overnight, yet the process is orchestrated by divine design. Your transformation into a magnet for wealth is also orchestrated for the right moment, ensuring that you are fully equipped to handle the blessings that come. Chosen one, the expectancy in the air right now is electric. Can you feel it? Every fiber of creation is awaiting your awakening, your decision to stand tall and say, "Enough with the old ways, I embrace the new." As you do, heaven backs you up with angelic support, ensuring that every resource you need aligns with your path. You don't have to strain or strive, you simply have to believe and move in sync with the Spirit guiding you. If you find yourself asking, "Am I really chosen for this?" the answer resounds yes. Your existence is not accidental, your gifts are not random. The journey you've traveled, both the triumphs and the trials, was carefully orchestrated to refine you into the person who can carry the mantle of abundant provision. It's not a matter of if, but when, and the when is unfolding even as you listen. Again, I encourage you to type 777 in the comments right now. Let it be your altar of remembrance, a public testament that you received this word and you're standing on it. There's power in open declaration. Something shifts in the unseen realms when you go beyond thinking it to boldly proclaiming it. Continue to stay connected by liking this video and subscribing, so your faith remains consistently fueled. Every new revelation will add another building block to your belief system until the structure of your mindset is unshakable, unbreakable, and fully aligned with attracting wealth. How amazing is it that your future is not limited by your past? It doesn't matter how many times you've tried and failed. It doesn't matter if your bank account is currently near zero. It doesn't matter if you've been told you're not good enough or you don't have the right education. The divine doesn't call the qualified, he qualifies the called. And you, my friend, are called to abundance. You'll know you've truly embraced this calling when your language changes from "I hope to have more" to "I am walking in overflow," from "I need a miracle" to "Miracles chase me down." Your emotional state will shift from anxiety to anticipation, from worry to worship. This internal shift is the magnet that draws external shifts. The more you saturate yourself with these truths, the faster they take root, and the sooner you see tangible evidence of your new financial reality. If you're wondering about the practical side, yes, there will be steps to take. Learning about wise investments, mastering your craft, building strategic relationships. Yet those steps become joyful pursuits because they're grounded in faith, not fear. Everything you do will carry an anointing, a supernatural favor, because it's led by divine orchestration rather than human effort alone. Keep in mind that your blessings are never just for you. They're designed to overflow onto others, demonstrating the goodness and generosity of the source of all abundance. When Joseph became governor in Egypt, the wealth and strategy he managed ended up saving nations from famine. When Esther became queen, her favor rescued her people from destruction. You see, your elevated position is also a rescue mission for those who need your influence, your resources, your testament. Now let your heart swell with gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful current that propels you forward. Even if you don't yet see the fullness of your wealth, thank God for it as though it's already in your hands. Gratitude solidifies your faith and speeds up manifestation. Think about the story of Jesus multiplying loaves and fish. He gave thanks first, and then the miracle followed. Likewise, as you thank Him now for your financial breakthrough, you pave the way for multiplication in your own life. Chosen one, take a moment to reflect on what has happened within you so far. You have already made a powerful internal shift. Your belief system is being recalibrated to welcome levels of abundance previously unimaginable. You may feel sensations of excitement or a quiet assurance in your heart. That is the power of truth resonating within you. Where once you might have perceived barriers, you are now sensing possibilities. Where you once allowed limitations to guide your decisions, you are now guided by the promise of more than enough. If there is an internal whisper questioning your readiness, remember that a seed does not question the soil in which it is planted. It simply grows, leaning toward the light, because it is encoded with potential. Similarly, you are encoded with the capacity to thrive. All you need to do is align with the light of this revelation. Keep watering your faith, keep cultivating a mindset of openness, and watch how swiftly your circumstances begin to mirror your renewed perspective. Let us talk about the role of gratitude once more, because it is not merely a nicety, it is a spiritual key that unlocks continuous blessings. When you wake each morning, instead of immediately thinking about unpaid bills or looming obligations, let your first thought be one of thanksgiving. Thank you for another day to see your favor in action. Thank you that wealth is magnetically drawn to me. Thank you that I have opportunities awaiting me that I have not even dreamed of. By consciously replacing worry with gratitude, you switch your mind into a receiving mode, attuned to subtle hints of prosperity that might otherwise go unnoticed. Pay attention to recurring themes or numbers that come your way. Many find that when they shift into a season of favor, they see repeated signs. Perhaps a certain verse, a repeated statement, or even numerical patterns that remind them of divine orchestration. These gentle nudges are not superstitions. They are love notes from the Creator, reminding you that you are being guided every step of the way. Receive them with joy, and let them fuel your expectancy. Also, consider how your environment shapes your capacity to attract wealth. Just as a plant's growth is influenced by soil quality, water supply, and sunlight, your inner growth is influenced by the people you surround yourself with and the information you absorb. If you find yourself among those who constantly speak of lack, negativity, or hopelessness, your spiritual soil becomes polluted. To truly flourish, seek out those who carry a spirit of encouragement and vision. Invest in relationships that challenge you to think bigger, to dream grander, and to step out of your comfort zone. This may mean setting boundaries or limiting time spent with those who drain your energy. Remember, you can love people without allowing them to sabotage your mindset. Your relationship with money also warrants reflection. Have you seen it as a scarce resource, something to be hoarded or feared? Or have you viewed it as a dynamic tool for empowerment and service? Shifting your perspective toward the latter can revolutionize how wealth flows into your life. When you detach from anxiety and see money as a means to fulfill your higher purpose, you remove the energetic blockages that impede prosperity. Instead of clutching every dollar in desperation, you learn the joy of generosity, which in turn multiplies back to you. This principle is as timeless as seed time and harvest. When you sow abundantly, think about the parable of the talents. Each servant was entrusted with a portion of the master's wealth, and those who invested and multiplied it were rewarded. The only one who failed was the one who buried the talent out of fear. Let that be a lesson to you. Do not bury your gifts, resources, or opportunities in the ground of hesitation. Invest them in whatever way the Spirit leads you, whether that's starting a side hustle, sowing into a cause that stirs your heart, or launching a project that has been resting on the back burner. Fear might tell you to wait, to hold back, to play it safe. But faith beckons you to go deeper, to dare greatly, and to expect a harvest. Additionally, never underestimate the power of small beginnings. A mighty oak starts as a tiny acorn. You might begin with a single idea, a small sum of money to invest, or a modest first step that feels almost trivial. Embrace it. In God's hands, small acts of faith can produce monumental outcomes. What begins as a trickle can swell into a rushing river. Do not despise the day of small starts. Each little step you take in alignment with your calling is a seed planted in the fertile ground of destiny. The frequency of your thoughts and words will determine how quickly you transition into a constant state of wealth attraction. Many people oscillate between faith and fear, between speaking positivity and voicing complaints. This wavering can create a choppy signal that confuses the environment around you. But the more consistent you become, consistently grateful, consistently hopeful, consistently excited about the future, the stronger your magnetic pull for abundance becomes. In essence, you train your mind, body, and spirit to expect good things. And you'll be astounded at how life rearranges itself to meet those expectations. Chosen one. This message doesn't imply you will never face challenges. Even after embracing an abundance mindset, you may encounter obstacles. However, the difference is in your response. Instead of viewing hurdles as insurmountable, you see them as temporary speed bumps on the path to greater expansion. This confidence is rooted in the knowledge that heaven has your back, the resources of the Creator are boundless, and His intention is to prosper you. Whenever you feel uncertainty trying to creep in, remind yourself of the times you were provided for in seemingly impossible situations. Those testimonies are anchors of faith, proving that if it happened before, it can happen again, and even more abundantly so. Never forget that you are one divine encounter away from radical transformation. Sometimes wealth doesn't trickle in gradually, it floods in suddenly, overwhelming your expectations. In a moment, a business deal, a new investor, an unexpected inheritance, or a creative breakthrough can shift your entire financial landscape. Yet these suddenlies are often the fruit of a heart prepared through faithfulness in the small things. You might wake up one day to find that everything changed overnight, but in reality, your persistent belief and diligence were paving the way all along. If you ever feel tempted to backtrack into old patterns of worry, let me remind you again to type 777 in the comments. This action stands as a renewing of your vow to live in the flow of abundance. Also, make sure you continue to like and subscribe, staying connected to messages that keep your mind on the frequency of possibility. The more you engage, the more you reinforce the internal shifts you've been making. Let us also address a crucial aspect, the need to forgive any past financial mistakes or regrets. Many of us carry guilt over poor decisions, missed opportunities, or seasons of lack. Unforgiveness toward yourself or others can act like a spiritual blockade, preventing the free flow of blessings. If this resonates, take a moment to release any bitterness or regret. Forgive yourself. Forgive anyone who might have caused you to lose money or hinder your progress. Let it go, trusting that restitution and restoration are part of your inheritance. As you do, you'll feel a weight lifting off your shoulders, making room for fresh, miraculous provision. The principle of stewardship cannot be ignored. While you are called to attract extraordinary wealth, you are equally called to manage it with wisdom. That means living within your means, being generous but also prudent, investing in opportunities that resonate with your higher purpose, and continually seeking divine direction before making big moves. When you prove faithful in handling resources, whether large or small, doors to even greater stewardship fling open wide. You might want to document your journey. Keep a journal of revelations, inspirations, and testimonies of how finances begin to flow to you in ways you never anticipated. This record will serve as tangible proof of your growth and as an inspiration for others. There may come a time when you'll mentor someone else who's just beginning to awaken to their own capacity for wealth attraction, and your stories will become the blueprint they follow. There is also an aspect of divine timing. Sometimes you'll sense the Spirit prompting you to wait or pause. This is not a denial of abundance, but a strategic placement, ensuring you strike at the moment that yields the maximum harvest. Other times, you'll be urged to act swiftly, to seize an opportunity before it passes by. Learning to discern these prompts will refine your walk, fine-tuning your journey so that every step is purposeful. Every breath you take right now is another chance to reaffirm the truth. From this moment forward, you attract wealth. Let it settle into your heart like an anchor in the storm. Challenges might swirl around, but your soul remains steady, tethered to the unchanging fact that you are called to prosper. Just as the sun rises each day, so do fresh mercies and fresh chances for financial breakthroughs. The question is not whether you will see them, but whether you will allow yourself to receive them fully. And receiving, dear one, sometimes requires vulnerability. It requires you to let go of pride that says you must do everything alone. It might mean asking for help, learning from a mentor, or partnering with someone who complements your strengths. Pride can hinder blessings because it isolates you from the community of support that was meant to accelerate your journey. Humility is not about downplaying your gifts. It's about recognizing that we flourish best in collaboration with others. Think of the story of the Good Samaritan. The man who was beaten and robbed had to be willing to accept help in order to survive and eventually heal. Likewise, as you walk this path, remain open to the people and resources God sends your way. Sometimes wealth is attracted through relational connections, where one introduction leads to another until you find yourself in exactly the right place at exactly the right time. Let's circle back to one of the fundamental truths. Abundance is not a prize you earn by being perfect. It is a state of being you step into by grace. If you fall, you get back up. If you doubt, you feed your faith again. If you stray from this path for a moment, you realign yourself. Through every misstep, the invitation stands. The arms of divine love remain open, ready to lavish more blessings on you than you can contain. Once again, do not forget to type 777 in the comments as a testament that you are locking into this revelation. Feel the surge of excitement, knowing that your external reality is catching up with your internal transformation. You are not a beggar for blessings. You are an heir to a kingdom that cannot run out of resources. As you continue to immerse yourself in these truths, liking and subscribing for ongoing guidance, your spirit will be fed, your hope will remain lit, and your life will become a beacon of what is possible when someone truly believes.